We are going to draw from the imagination again, but I'm going to be using this brush pen right here. This is real brush pen. Any brush pen is fine. And I'm going to be drawing with shapes, and it's a little bit different. It's going to be very fascinating, okay? So I want to talk to you about it. Um, when we're drawing, right, there's a couple of different aspects. One would be drawing from your mind, and what you're doing is you're usually from your mind. You're pulling from a reservoir of different info. And this reservoir is something that you built up over the past couple of years. It's built up a couple of different ways. And how is that? A few different ways it built up. It's literally just lived experience, right? You have this lived experience watching other media, for example. You're watching other movies, other shows, looking at other people's art for different inspirations. And does this help you? Right? It can. Right? It can in many ways. And that's something that's influenced you. People, even subconscious influences, for example, when you're kind of doing any particular, project or um, any particular subject matter, when you're learning about it, you are subconsciously, being affected by that, changing a little bit, and for the most part, it's going to seep into your mind, and it might affect what you draw because you're drawing this stuff from your mind, right? And that stuff's great. Kind of drawn Spawn. I don't know why I had Spawn. That just came out. It's kind of like a weird version of Spawn because this doesn't pull all the way down. But I'm thinking of little, little formations in my head. And part of it is, okay, dark shapes. Dark shapes, can affect stuff, can create an image in the mind's eye. Silhouettes, right? Using the brush pen, for example, so it's going to be a little bit more silhouette-y, right, than normal. And you're kind of going in and out of stream of consciousness to consciousness. So stream of consciousness is obviously just, again, what the intuition is telling me right now as I'm doing this. We'll go back to that. And then non-stream of consciousness would be the factual realities of kind of putting things down. So the structure, the elements where I need to kind of make it make a little bit more sense to me. And I'm thinking, you know what? I need to make this make a little bit more sense. So I'm gonna have to think about general ideas of the structure. How things fit on the page. How to make it look a little more blocky, etc. So all that stuff is kind of that conscious part of you that you're kind of you're running through those scenarios, right? You're running those scenarios in your head, kind of rapid pace, and that's that conscious part of you, like the subconscious, the free. Because for example, I don't even know what I'm putting down till I do it. I'm just completely drawing random stuff from my head, right? I'm thinking of a skull, maybe, like right now, structure-wise, that head is too big. It could be like a big old alien skull, right? Pulling over here, right? Make it an alien skull, right? And it's way different with a brush pen than this would be with if you see the other videos, by the way, go check those out. If I'm doing stuff with different like I would say different stuff like a pen, right? If I'm doing stuff with a pen, or for example if I'm doing stuff with a ballpoint pen specifically, that it will be a completely different feel. It'd be totally different than this, because I'm not right now. I'm wishy-washing. Feels like I'm watercoloring, like finger painting. There's less control because I have this brush pen, but then there's some aspects of control here. I can still put down teeth. I can still, it has a different entire what do you call it, aesthetic. The entire look is completely different style. Um, so there's just a whole ton of assorted different stuff that you can totally do when you're kind of doing this sort of stuff. And the best part is this stuff tests your mind. So if you're kind of into this and you're thinking like, oh, okay, well, how would I do that? A lot of this stuff is gonna bring out what's in your head, and that's what's cool about it. It's gonna bring out, I would say, in my opinion, when you start doing this, it's gonna bring out a couple of good ideas that you have, but it also might bring out really hacky ideas that you're kind of like, that's no good. So the way I've heard people describe doing this sort of thing is it kind of cleans your mind out of bad ideas, and at the same time, it's like I said, you're clearing those ideas for better ideas. Maybe they're a little bit more original, a little bit more, what you want to do. So I would say it's more practice, uh, kind of doing that. I'm thinking of this random squid I'm drawing right now. See, I'm kind of consciously thinking, okay, how is that? How's that gonna work? Right? Um, so, like I said, a lot of this stuff is, you know, a lot of this stuff is up to you. It's up to you and what you do with it. Do you know kind of the difference between some of these drawing styles? I mean, the difference really. I mean, obviously, it's in. There's not a ton of difference. I'll be honest. There is a bit of a difference when you're doing this, as far as the tool itself will change a lot, of course, but you are you, right? So you're the engine powering. Your imagination is going to be the engine behind this. So it's funny people say like watching media can be lazy or blah blah blah. I don't know, but watching media, playing games can make you a lot more creative because it's fueling those ideas, and kind of getting in there and remixing stuff that maybe you've seen somewhere else, right? And that's kind of the whole point of this entire thing. This lack of control is good, right? This lack of control is a limitation. If you ever go to the website sketchmonsterart.com, there is an article on there about limitations and how that can bring out different styles that you may have, and it can help a ton. It can help a lot more than you think, and that's kind of something that is something that you can embrace. Sometimes I draw some sort of mech. I'm trying to draw some sort of mech here. But it's way harder with a brush pen. Mechs are so much easier with other stuff. Right. I'm sorry, with mechanical pencils and stuff like that. I'm like, drawing a mech is like, I wouldn't say torture, but it's so much tougher with this brush pen. At least for me, right? Other people can knock it out. And by mech, I just mean anything mechanical. It doesn't have to be specifically, that doesn't have to be specifically like a mech. Right on. There we go. I don't know what that is. Right? I'm just kind of thinking right there, what is occurring? I don't know. I don't know what that is. There you go. Kind of, some sort of mechanical legs on the bottom of that. Maybe it's a spider of some kind. I'm not really sure. And let's see. Let's put some cracks into this skull here. I want something. I want to create some character into this. It just feels like there's too big of a space there, right? Too big of a blank space. And blank space can be very good. There's areas of tension, and then there's areas of non-tension with any drawing. So areas of tension are almost always, right, complicated areas, and they can be very good. It gives the audience the illusion that, hey, this person knows what they're doing. And then, but if you do it too much, let's say there's every single space is taken up by some sort of complicated line art, it's gonna lose it's gonna be too much. It's too busy for the eye. It starts to look like a big clutter of mess. That's kind of one of the reasons why I don't really like the Transformers designs for the Michael Bay movies. I always think that it just looks like big balls of trash. I think it's too complicated. There needs to be these larger areas of complexity, kind of like more like the CG cartoons. I thought those designs were so much better in my opinion. I thought they knew, or that new movie. I think it's called that new Transformers movie. I cannot remember the name of it. Um, with Chris Hemsworth and stuff. I thought that was awesome. I mean, the story was awesome too, but I thought their designs were really awesome too. They go back to making these large areas where stuff is not as complicated. So, just you know, food for thought, for example. And let's put a little bit of dark over here. I want to put a little bit of a dark. I'm not sure what's going to be, a tentacle or something, just to kind of merge this entire thing. This is totally a style thing now. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's draw this. It's almost like a vignette. It's like you're setting stuff up like a right there. Maybe it goes through visually just to kind of keep it together. And then the cool part is there is some level of control over here with kind of the thinness of the brush. And kind of throw these little random details everywhere. That's kind of it. That's my time. I want to thank you for sticking around. Go check out the website. Go check out the cool stuff. There's a lot on here. Basically, there's a lot on there. There's free downloads as well. If you want to learn how to draw a head or Godzilla or anything like that, and there's more to come. So thanks so much. I appreciate it, and please share the video. Try to get the channel going. We'll talk later. Okay, so that was amazing. You finished this lesson, but keep it going. Keep the art practice going by clicking this video right here. It's going to be within the same theme, and you want to keep it rolling to get better and better and better and get that art flow going. So click right here.